All right, so getting back into that, obviously we were talking about the groups. We'll look right here. Obviously, the group MLS groups. We got Group B and Group C. I was naming the teams who I think who would potentially move forward. So I think in Group A, like I said, Orlando. I give Miami, and I'm gonna go with Philadelphia. In Group B, I'd say Real Salt Lake. Well, I'd say Sporting KC, Real Salt Lake, and Minnesota. I don't think Colorado has been that good. And then Group C, I'd say Toronto, New England, and DC United. And Group D and E only have two people that only have two groups that will move on. So I'd say Group D, the Seattle Sounders and Dallas. Group E, Atlanta and the Red Bulls. And then Group F, obviously you got LAFC versus LAFC. I say both LAFC, LA Galaxy, and Portland Timbers will move on from that group.
Yeah, for me, for Group A, I think it's gonna be Orlando, NYCFC, and Philadelphia.
Okay.
And for Group B, I'm gonna go with Sporting Kansas City, Real Salt Lake, and as well as Minnesota, just like you said. And for Group C, Toronto, one of the best teams, one of the runner from last season, as well as New England and DC. No, you know what? I'm gonna change Montreal for DC. I think Montreal with Thierry Henry is gonna be a team to look out for. And for Group D, well, just to clarify, it's gonna be Toronto, New England, and Montreal. So for Group D, the current champs, Seattle Sounders and San Jose Earthquakes will be my picks. And for Group E will be Atlanta United and New York Red Bulls. And for Group F, I'm going to go with LAFC, LA Galaxy, and Houston Dynamo. So those are my picks for this tournament.
Nice. I'm just writing these down so I can have these. So remember yours, so I can also tell you if you're wrong or not.
Yeah,
I feel like we can kind of predict these groups here.
Yeah.
I think I just predicting the groups there, but I think just certain things like I'm just gonna get this last one, ATL and NY. But I think on these as these groups keep going, I think once you move on to the round of 16s, that's when it's gonna start to get interesting, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
I want to give a shout out to Steve Evans. He's picking LAFC, so he got the LAFC on the board. He's an LAFC fan. He thinks they're moving on. It's hard not to when you got 3 to 4 teams on there, but I mean there's some tough competition right there.
And one of the best teams in the league, like we mentioned, Joe. I mean LAFC, who made history, broke a lot of records just last season, and they came up short. They fell against the Sounders in the Western Conference Final. So I think it will be a good statement for them to win this tournament. Something that the fans probably would like to see LAFC coming out strong and with the talent they have. Although we don't know if Vela will be participating on it.
Exactly.
But I think he most likely will.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of the rumblings, there's no credibility to this, but it's as of right now, from what I've been hearing, that it's not as likely, and I haven't seen him in any of the photos. So, another thing we should know before I get into that. So for LAFC and LA Galaxy, the full team trainings have been both teams can do full team trainings now. So we saw LA Galaxy today. Expect LAFC, and I think that we saw some photos of them last week. So that's just big for them. Nothing has been confirmed though for LAFC for them to for Carlos Vela. You would assume so, but they haven't come out and commented on that. So a lot of the teams. Another thing we should know: the tournament starts July 8th. We're currently July 15th. So you're thinking about 15 days in LA or your home market, right? Wherever you're at. Then you go to a lot of the teams are expected to arrive July 1st, and you kind of, because you also got to think about that, the weather I don't know if you've ever been to Florida. It's muggy, It's hot, very humid, very, very humid out there. I've been to Orlando. so I know how the weather out there it is. So you will have to get adjusted to the weather out there, and I'm glad that they have like the 7 days to get adjusted to that. Another
And
thing,
the time change
oh
for the
yeah,
West Coast
and the
team.
time change, yeah, time change exactly. They're also going to be living in this bubble. Another thing on that, games are supposed to be from 6 a.m. Or 9 a.m.
Mhm.
East Coast time, which is 6 a.m. West Coast
Over
time,
here.
and then I believe it's 5, and then 5, 6, 7. I want to say that.
Yeah, around there.
That's when the afternoon games are going to be. So you're assuming if you're an LA team that those games are going to be, you're not going to get in the morning game. At least you're not going to show an LAFC game during the morning or
Yeah, you
anything.
want those to be prime time, pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah. So adding on to that, so that's a lot of cool things, especially what's going on in sports. I mean, MLS. I know people are going to say MLS is going to be the first pro men's, I should say, because you got the NWSL who's also coming in. They're going to be playing as well.
Yeah,
But
June 27th.
yeah, it's June. Yeah, pretty soon, like within a couple weeks. But it's going to be exciting for like just soccer just to go here in the U.S. because you're going to have, I don't know what's going on with MLB, NHL, the NBA. It's a little tricky situation whether they're going to start or not, but they're supposed to start July 30. So essentially, you have the first half of the month. Essentially the first month for MLS soccer to be shown, and it's not going to just be shown on ESPN. It's going to be shown Fox Sports, Unimas, and ESPN, and all three of those networks are going to show them. So you're going to have as much coverage as you want in English and Spanish, prime time. It's an exciting time, and if baseball doesn't come back this year, you can get a lot of new young fans. Because
Yeah.
I see it as an opportunity for the MLS just to gain traction, gain a lot of fans, and if other teams don't want to show up, I mean, if other leagues, this is the opportunity just to seize the opportunity. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, totally. I see this as a takeoff point for soccer here in the States. I talk to friends about it. I would love to see soccer become the favorite sport in America. So I think just like in Mexico and other countries, here soccer favorite sport, the main sport that everyone watches. So I think this is probably the best opportunity to branch out and get to millions of fans out there who are waiting and are anxious to see sports. So I think for them and as well as the NWSL, it's a big opportunity to come out and have some great games, especially in this type of format. Get the little sense of what the games are, what's at stake, and hopefully they follow through after the season restarts again.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, it's a great opportunity. I don't know if right now soccer will be number one sport because I think basketball still leads the way football. But I definitely
it's going to take a while, a couple years down the road. But I mean, this is a big step for MLS.
Yeah, and I definitely do see it as a top three right now. Mm-hmm. Top three. I mean, you knock off baseball, you're kind of just because the MLS has been biting at baseball for the longest time, and if they don't play, this is an opportunity just for the MLS just to capitalize. Especially people bet on sports right now.
Yeah.
There's no football, there's no baseball. People are able to bet on MLS, soccer, and stuff like that. Obviously, they're going to have to get educated or whatever, but that's what a lot of people tend to do, and that's going to attract them to that, So we can have, I'm not saying we're going to educate, we're going to educate people on who are their favorites,
Mm-hmm.
say, obviously there's a matchup between, let's pull something up here. Yeah, like I was saying, it's just a great opportunity for the MLS